I can go on and on about how there's color psychology. Like I said, I'm a brand identity designer, so there's color psychology to it. Yellow is the color of enthusiasm, positivity, and I am a positive person. I am very enthusiastic about what I do for brand owners, and I feel like positivity is what a lot of business owners that I work with need. They need that burst of positivity and belief in their business. They want someone to believe that their business can do well, and so I felt like that color represents not just my personality, it also reflects what I want them to feel when they come to work with me. I want them to feel positive, that this experience will be amazing for them. And also, yellow is one of the colors for creativity. It symbolizes creativity. And so I felt like, okay, so we have the industry aspect of it, which is creativity. We have the brand personality, which is me being a very positive person and taking consideration of my audience as well. I wanted them to feel that positivity. And so I felt like yellow would be the right choice.
Before we dive into today's episode, please hit that subscribe button. Your support helps us grow and inspire more people on their journeys. Thank you. Hello, Real. Thank you for joining us today and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Real, for those who don't know you, can you please introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Real Desmond. I am a brand identity designer and a brand manager, and I am from Nigeria. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
What about your super cool nickname, Yellow Queen? Can
Yeah,
you tell us more about it?
okay. So I think I started showing up on LinkedIn in, let's say, December 2022, but I really didn't know so much about the platform. I started being serious on LinkedIn February 2023, and I think May 2023, I decided to be serious with my branding. Seeing as I'm a brand identity designer, I decided to show people how much, branding, can look like, or how branding can look like. And so I decided to be intentional with my colors. I chose yellow, and I started showing up with yellow everywhere, yellow on my banner, my headshot, my pictures, everywhere yellow. And I love calling people nicknames as well. And so I love calling ladies queens. And so over time, people started calling me Yellow Queen because obviously I use yellow a lot and I'm always calling them queen. And so they will call me queen back, and then they start adding yellow because they always see me with yellow. And so Yellow Queen, that's how the name came about. I adopted it, I loved it, and that's how the Yellow Queen came about. My audience named me.
You could have chosen any color. Why yellow specifically?
Okay, so I can go on and on about how there's color psychology. Like I said, I'm a brand identity designer, so there's color psychology to it. Yellow is the color of enthusiasm, positivity, and I am a positive person. I am very, enthusiastic about what I do for brand owners. And I feel like positivity is what a lot of business owners that I work with need. They need that burst of positivity and belief in their business. They want someone to believe that their business can do well. And so I felt like that color represent not just my personality, it also reflects what I want them to feel when they come to work with me. I want them to feel positive, that this experience will be amazing for them. And so that is that. And also yellow is one of the colors for creativity. It symbolizes creativity. And so I felt like, okay, so we have the industry aspect of it, which is, creativity. We have the brand personality, which is me being a very positive person and taking consideration of my audience as well. I wanted them to feel that positivity. And so I felt like yellow would be the right choice. But, in hindsight, now that I see it, I see like it's God orchestrating everything, because there's a lot of story behind why I decided to come on LinkedIn. And so that Bible verse, yellow reflects it. So I feel like at the end of the day, my head and God working together for that yellow to come about. So yeah, that's it.
I really like it because when I see your brand on LinkedIn, it's instantly recognizable, even on your website. And the
Yeah,
same with the
my
title or the
website.
nickname.
Did
Yeah,
you
of
did you
course.
go through my website?
I did, and I was about to
Oh,
say, because I know already who I chose the nickname and the yellow because you say that on the website. But I was curious
okay, yeah.
before, and I wanted to know
Mm.
for the audience in case they were
Okay,
wondering as
okay,
well.
okay, 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 okay. Is it the same?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. because on the website there is also the reasoning why you chose the
Yeah,
color,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
also
yeah,
that
exactly.
you call people kings and
Yeah,
queens,
yeah, yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah. I call them.
quite funny
Yeah.
too.
So I love nicknames. Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
love nicknames a lot. I just like making people feel like, special. And when I came on LinkedIn, there was too much ma and sa, and I just feel like it's too much. It's too much. I wanted something a bit more personal, a bit more, So I said, okay. So I started saying kings, queens, champs, different names depending.
And it's also smart because it makes them remember it's different than others,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's
yeah,
this.
exactly. Because people remember how you make them feel more than they might not remember, your name or anything. But I've been able to do the visual trigger. Now I need to do the experience. So the visual trigger is the color. So whenever they are scrolling on LinkedIn and they see yellow, they are able to stop and say, "Oh, this is real shade of yellow. It's very bright." And then, how did she make you feel last time you came across her post? And then you're able to, remember how, she called you a nickname, she made you feel, seen. And so
Yeah,
that would I say that's the strategy behind that.
yeah, but I like it. It's
Yeah,
good. And I was about to say that
thank
I
you.
also like the nickname itself because you can see
Okay.
so many people on LinkedIn with titles like Branding Expert, this and
Oh,
that. But when it's something unique and different, it
yeah,
stands out. It makes you remember them. And it's just
yeah.
something unique about yourself. So I think it's very smart if you have something like that.
You also have yours. I feel like yours is nice as well. Green.
Thank you.
So should I ask you why you came about green or what happened? Why green?
Oh, great. I could come up with some kind of cool story. I wish I had
Mm.
something like you, but I honestly, I just
Yeah.
like the color. I remember I
Oh.
was probably, I think I was just going through Canva, and there was like this design. I was like, oh my God, it's beautiful, this shade of green. And that's how I
Okay.
chose it. I'm afraid I don't have any
Oh.
smart reasoning behind it.
Well, you actually do like it now.
Yeah, I do. Although it's funny thing that I always like blue. I don't know why, but I just was fan of blue color. But I chose green, and I think, of course, it's subjective, but I think it's a beautiful color. But I don't have cool discovery story like you do, or some kind of reasoning
I
behind.
I understand. I actually love like my favorite color is black and then red. So yellow was never my favorite color. Not at all. I think if I were to mention my top 10 colors, yellow would not be part of it. So when I said that, that's why I said I can go on and talk about how I wanted to color, but I think at the end of the day, God wanted me to use the color. That's just it. It was just
Okay.
mine because I don't like yellow. I just started liking it because I started using it. I'm
Uh-huh.
more of a black. I love black. I love red. I
Mhm.
love the forest green, the darker shade of forest green, that luxurious color.
Yes,
I
yes.
love it. I love brown, coffee brown. I love nude. I love purple. I love
All the colors
burgundy.
except yellow.
Yes, yellow was never really my color. So, but I just started liking it and loving it because of I started using it. So,
I was slightly surprised when I saw you in red shirt because I thought, oh my, it's going to be yellow. But now also it makes sense if you like red, you went for the
yeah,
red
but
one
but
for the
red is
yellow.
red is also part of my branding. Red is also part of my branding. It's just my accent color and not like my main color, but it's also part of my branding. I'm sure that you would have noticed a little bit of red here and there on my brand
Yeah,
or on
yeah,
my
yeah.
website. Yeah, yeah. I actually wanted to wear yellow, but I felt like, you know what? I don't want to force things. I don't want it to look like I'm forcing the yellow. Let me just wear red. But I had my yellow top out, but I changed my mind.
For people that aren't just listening to audio, make sure to look at the video as well to know what we are talking about. Then, Ariel, I know that you also share it on your website, but can you share with us your story of both discovering LinkedIn and your passion for design? I know that it starts with your thrift shop a few years ago, but can you tell us more
Yeah.
about the story?
Okay, so I finished uni. I got out of uni in 2019. I was working in a clinic at that time, and I was also running a small thrift business on the side. And one of the things that has to do with online business, that you have to put out flyers, tell them, oh, new orders, new clothes available, and all of that. And I would think I was trying to use Canva at the time, and there was one other one app, I think Poster My Wall. I didn't quite know how to use all of those things, but I was just managing, and I stumbled on a course online, a smartphone flyer course, and I jumped on it. And as at that time, I think I posted it on my website. I was not, I think that was after COVID. So there was little or no finance. Everybody was at home, not working. I had stopped working as at that time because of COVID. And my sister, she was the one that gave me the money I used to register for the course. And I started designing thanks to that course. I don't want to go into long details, but I started designing thanks to that. And I was doing that and I was earning money from it, though not as much as, of course, what I earn now or what I charge now. So I was doing that, and in 2022, I had passed out from NYSC. So in Nigeria, there's a mandatory service you have to go through. It's a 1 year service, to the nation. So
Mhm.
I finished my NYSC program, and I was job hunting as at that time. And so in December, I attended an event, and in that event, someone talked about LinkedIn, talked about the amazing things on the platform. And just like everybody, I already had a LinkedIn account, but I was not using it. I mean, my story is similar to a lot of people out there. I was not really using
Mhm.
LinkedIn. Someone had told me in 2021 or 2020 about the platform. A lot of professionals are there. And so I, downloaded the platform, try to log in and see what they're doing there. I didn't understand that, so I uninstalled it, and I left it. I never looked back until 2022 December. I was hearing about LinkedIn and seeing it in another light. Someone telling me how much opportunity, how his life changed as a result of LinkedIn. And I'm like, wow, I think if he could do it, I can. So I just need to start showing up on the platform. And so that December, I think I started showing up in that December by posting, but I was just posting like Facebook, the way you post on Facebook. I didn't know what they were doing there. I was just posting and leaving it. And then anytime I see someone doing, like, I think then it was more popular than it is now, social Saturday party or something like that on LinkedIn. I would just say, oh, let's connect, let's connect. And that was just it. I didn't know what I was doing. But in
Mhm.
2023 now, a new year, that was February, I joined a LinkedIn challenge, a 21 day LinkedIn challenge, and that was it. I joined that challenge and I started understanding the platform, started, because they told us how the platform works. I started understanding LinkedIn. I started, learning about the platform and then started enjoying the platform. And yeah, that was it since February 2023, and this is June 2026. So it's
Um,
been, I would say, it's been, in a simple word, I would say it has been amazing. It has its ups and downs, but it's been good so far.
I'm happy to hear that. And I like
Yeah.
to hear the time or like when you started because it's always worth reminding that to grow
Mm.
your brand, attract the audience or grow the following, it doesn't just happen overnight. I think people often look for shortcuts,
Oh,
but it's
it doesn't. No, it doesn't
they're not
happen
people. They
overnight.
want
It's
the
it's
quick results. They want it
but some
quickly.
people have, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I feel like if you want to grow genuinely on LinkedIn, it's going to take a while. I mean, except you want to be, so there are two ways to grow on LinkedIn. There's the easy
Mhm.
way where you just post motivational posts and motivational quotes, tell them a sub story, a start story, a grass to grace story, and you
And
get people that will
AI
be like, oh
tips.
my God, yeah, tips, strategies, all those things, how to get a job. Like those are the easy, like you would grow so fast, you would easily grow. And then if you then have a community where you people drop each other's posts, like a pod, engagement pod. So you would grow on LinkedIn. It will be easy for you to grow. You people will repost each other's posts, share each other's posts, engage on this. But again, it's not going to give you the results you want. If you what you want on LinkedIn is to, get clients, build authority and all, I would always say your KPI is not another person's KPI. Everybody has their different
Mm.
KPI. Just know what you want to achieve on LinkedIn and know what your KPI is. So for someone that just wants maybe popularity, their KPI might be people sharing their posts, them having high engagement and all of that. For somebody that wants to get a job, those things do not matter. What matters to them is someone is checking their profile, sending them a DM, telling them, oh, I saw this service, I saw this, I saw that. Is this what you do? Asking them the right questions, and they feel like, okay, this is a KPI for me. For someone that wants, clients, your KPI should be or if your target audience are going through your post, if they are reading your post, if they are engaging on your post, if they are checking out your portfolio, checking out your projects, checking out your recommendations and asking questions, filling out your inquiry forms. Those are your KPIs. So for me, right from when I started LinkedIn, I just wanted to, like I told you I attended an event and I heard one somebody said LinkedIn helped them achieve. And so from the get-go, my mindset towards LinkedIn has always been become someone of value so that you can attract people of value. So you have to be that person that gives value, be known for what you do. And with time, you're going to attract people that will be able to do that and give you or want your service or want the value that you're giving out. So that has always been it for me since I joined LinkedIn. I've never been one to be so, hell bent on getting viral and all of that. It has been, have I been able to close the deal this month? Have I, has anybody referred me? Because like I mentioned visual trigger. I said that was the strategy that I used. I said I was going to make sure that I become one of the top, at least I will be one of the top 5 people about branding and design on LinkedIn in Nigeria. That was my goal. And so I said, okay, so how was I going to achieve this? I said I was going to get a visual trigger and a message trigger. So the visual trigger was my color. Obviously, I was going to use yellow so much that anywhere they see yellow, even if it's not on LinkedIn, even if it's outside of LinkedIn, if they're able to see that shade of yellow, I want them to think of me. I want my name to, come
Now
across
it's going
their
to be
mind.
everywhere for me.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was putting yellow everywhere. And now I even post normal pictures. Before now, when I started on LinkedIn, I was only posting my headshots or pictures like a headshot picture with just a yellow background all through. And so people started noticing that. And that was my strategy, visual trigger. And then the messaging trigger was always talking about branding. I was always pushing out branding, talking about branding. Branding is showing my work. And so that's the flow. So when they see the visual trigger and they think of real, when they see yellow, what is real known for? Real is known for branding. And so that's how you're able to build, a little bit of space in the person's mind about you. And so that was my goal. And I knew that if I was able to do this, that means anybody that thinks of real and they remember branding, if someone was to need my service in their circle, the first person they would think of is real as regarding to branding. And so I think that was what I was able to do to, I think I did that. I'm still doing that actually, but like I said, that I became intentional about that, especially in May 2023. And like I said, I started building on LinkedIn intentionally February 2023. And then May 2023 was when I decided to, brand myself and, double down on what I was doing. And that same May was the month I landed my first foreign client on LinkedIn. So I would say at the end of the day, intentionality is key. Know what you want on the platform. If you want
Yeah.
popularity, then it's fine. It's fine if what you want is popularity, then go for it. Those reposts, those 5,000 likes, 3,000 likes, don't let anybody make you feel bad about wanting them because that is what you want. But if what you want to
Mhm.
achieve on the platform is you want to get clients, then you should not be focused on these things because you can have 1,001 followers, 100,000 followers, and you've not been able to make sales or get anybody to work with you from them. It's very possible. We see a lot of people with followers, they've not been able to like you see a lot of people on LinkedIn with more followers, but they are yet to post a project. They are yet to make a post about gig they landed because of LinkedIn. And you would see someone with like 1,000 followers getting clients, getting gigs from LinkedIn. At the end of the day, it's knowing what you want to achieve on the platform and knowing the KPIs, your performance metrics, what matters to you. What are those things that if you're not seeing right now, it means that there's a red button blowing off somewhere telling you something is wrong, something is wrong. So yeah,
Mm.
I think that's it.
That is true and very good point. It's
Yeah,
important to be able to stand out on the platform because obviously there's
yeah,
a lot of competition, a lot of content. So I like when you spoke about being recognizable, whether it's thanks to your branding
yeah,
or thanks
mm,
to what you stand for, what
yeah. Your
comes to people's
messaging.
minds. So it's really
Hmm.
important to find it. And it's always worth reminding also not to compare yourself to others because it's easy
Yeah,
to see someone with big numbers or I don't know
mm,
engagement or whatever, but you never know what are their goals, for how long they've been showing up,
Yeah.
what, I don't
What they
know,
want to
pushes them
achieve.
to
Yeah, I
chase
know.
this and that.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you also
Exactly.
never see the whole picture, what's behind the scenes or what's the
Yeah, you
background.
never know. You never know. I would say sometimes I would, see numbers and I'm like, would you want to trade what you have now for theirs? And the answer is no.
Mhm.
I think before you compare or when you want to start comparing, it's always important to, go back to just ask yourself this question, would you want to trade what you have now with what they have? Because sometimes, like I said, you see those numbers and you know that if someone was to follow them for a month, you would never really know what they do. You will never really know what service they offer. You will just keep seeing like empty posts. And when I say empty, not like the post is empty in terms of value. It's more like making you feel hope, making you feel like, oh, you can do it, you can achieve motivational posts and here and there. And not that they are bad, but it's when it becomes so much that nobody can tell what exactly you're doing on the platform, what exactly you're selling or what your service is, or then it's a bad thing. So I would just say for that one, it's just good to do a little bit of here and there. So you can do the motivational posts and all of that to spread your net to a wider audience, and then use the actual posts that matter to you, posts that are authority building, posts that social proof, your services, your project. Those are the ones that you should use to nurture them and post more of that. So there should be a balance between the two of them. If not, I
Mhm.
feel like you're going to spend a lot of time on LinkedIn and end up, uninstalling it because you're angry and frustrated. So,
End up burning out.
yeah, but that one is so bad. It's so bad.
A quick note before we continue. One of the things I've realized from hosting this podcast is that I spend a lot of time thinking about the conversations long after they end. That's one of the reasons I started Unproduced, a solo podcast where I share ideas, lessons, observations, and questions I'm still figuring out myself. If you'd like to check it out, you'll find the link in the description. Now, back to the episode. Laurel, we discussed it slightly before. I remember you mentioned when you got your first clients, and you also have it on your profile that you worked from all around the world. So my question is
Okay.
if there are people struggling to attract, whether it's first clients or clients in general on LinkedIn, what would be your advice how to approach it?
Okay. So I would say normally there are two advisors in terms of, getting clients. A lot of people would do the outbound method. I have not done outbound before, so I can't speak on it, but I would say if you are starting right now and the market is competitive, I would say that the first thing, of course, would be to optimize your profile and brand it, optimizing it. I would always say the goal of optimization and the goal of branding your LinkedIn profile is so that when someone comes to your page, it serves as a landing page, meaning that they are going to go through that page and they are going to make a decision in their hearts if they can trust you for your work and if you can deliver. So I would say number one is your optimization. Make sure that your headline, your banner, your about section, your experience section, your skills, recommendation section, your featured section, everything is communicating. I can do that job. You can trust
Mhm.
me. So once that is covered, the second thing I would say is that if your connection or your network on LinkedIn, make sure that you're connecting with your target audience. You're connecting with people that offer the same complementary services as you, meaning, for instance, someone that is a social media manager connecting with someone that is graphic designer. You see that anybody that would most likely need a social media manager would most likely need a graphic designer as well. So you connect with those people so that there could be chances of collaboration between the two people, and also connect with people that have your target audience as their own target audience. Business coaches. Following a business coach on LinkedIn means that you are going to have business owners in their comment section. So you can meet them
That is
there. You can
smart.
connect with them. Yeah. So connecting with your target audience, connecting with people that offer complementary services, connecting with people that have your target audience as part of their own target audience. Then you can connect with people that you can genuinely grow from, that can genuinely offer you tips on how to grow your business. Like when I started LinkedIn, I didn't know so much about writing on LinkedIn. I didn't know so much about that. And I connected a lot with, I had a lot of copywriters in my audience, or in part of my network rather. So I had a lot of copywriters as part of my network, and they really helped me, in terms of telling me, okay, I will read their content, and their content will be like, they'll start telling me things of PPP, IDA framework, attention this, attention, all those things, that copywriting things. And so I didn't know all of those things before LinkedIn. And so coming on LinkedIn, reading their content, I started learning. I started knowing how to write, how to cut the blog, how to structure your post, and all of that. So I started learning from them, and it helped me get better with writing. So those are the kind of people you also want to connect with on LinkedIn. People that you can learn from, that can make you a better LinkedIn creator, a better professional. So you connect with those people as well. And then genuinely people you like and all, don't connect so much with people that, let's say, with your competitors. Don't connect so much with them, except the ones you want to learn from, or except the ones that you like, people that you can collaborate with. If not, so that it doesn't make your reach, because the more you have, let's say if you're a graphic designer, you have a lot of graphic designers as part of your network, it will make more graphic designers see you. Those are not necessarily the people that you want to work with. So it might kind of stifle your reach in terms of the main target audience. So once you have all of these people as part of your network, the other thing that you can work on is your content. So try to balance the three types of content that I post. You can have four types, but for me, three types of content. The personal content, which is content that talk about what you do, your journey, why you do what you do, what made you go into LinkedIn, what made you go into that skill, that service, your values, all of those things that necessarily the human being behind the LinkedIn profile. So content that make them know you, so that they can trust you, because you have to know someone to like them and then trust them. So the goal of those kind of content would always be to make your potential client or potential lead see you as someone that, oh, I know a little bit of her personality, I know a little bit of her, so I can trust her a bit and we can bond. Imagine, let's say maybe you post the content about liking K-drama, like I like K-dramas. And so let's say you post the content about liking K-drama, and then your target audience sees it, or your target client sees it, and like, oh, I love K-drama too. And they comment, and you're like, oh, and you start bonding over those things. And before you know it, yeah, they might need that service. They were like, oh, there's this person, oh, she likes K-drama. Let me send her a message. Let me see if she can do what I want. So content like that, those personal contents are not necessarily you just posting personal content. They are more of you trying to make them, feel you and know you, so that they can trust you. And then the second type of content is the authority building content. These are contents that make them trust you as a professional or trust you as an expert in that field. These are tips, strategies, experiences with clients, industry insight, your perspective to things in the industry, just contents that will overall make them see you as a professional, so that they can now move from liking you to trusting you as, someone that can do the job. And then the other type of content is the social proof, or the proof. These are contents of posting projects, posting testimonials, posting milestones with clients. So together, when you do these three types of content, so you post in the personal content for them to know you, get to know you, feel comfortable with you, and all of that. Then the second type of content, authority building content, make them trust you as a professional and trust you that you can handle the business. And then the proof, those contents that will seal the deal and feel like, okay, I saw this project she posted, means she can do the job. I will send her a message. So those are the three types of content you post. And so if you're able, if you're able to do this,
You are
do all of
with.
these three, yeah, you'll be able to, with time, over time, with the compound effect, little by little, you'll be able to get those clients. However, if you cannot wait, because it takes a lot of time, but if you want the ones that would be easy, you still have to do this ones. But anyways, you just move straight to cold DMs and cold emailing and warm leads. Basically, people engaging on your content, you can just send them a message and just say, pitch to them. Tell them what you saw on their website or their page, what you can do for them. And if you've been able to do the first one, which is the profile optimization and the branding, if you've been able to set up your profile and set up your page, and they check your content or check and you posting your project, if you do a good job with the email, or the co-DM, I feel like they'll be able, if they're in that situation where they need your service, they would be able to
Yeah.
take a chance. So yeah, that's it.
It's really well said. And be patient because obviously it doesn't happen just overnight.
Yeah, no,
There
no.
is
Yeah, that's
competition
why
and it takes some time.
yeah, that's why I said the compound effect. It's never one time. There's lots of try and error. You do it, try A, try B, A and B testing as well, and with time, and just know that everywhere, every industry right now is feeling the heat of AI. So there's not a lot of traction right now happening. So just be patient, and I would say skill up as well. Skill up. Also try to find out if what you offer is an entry point, because for me, I made a post about how my last post was, no, not my okay, my last, the post I've been posted, the content I put out 2 days ago was about how people kept messing up my work, and so I decided to go into brand
I
management. And
remember that.
yeah, and that is, brand identity is an entry point, meaning you can work with a client and you're done. You might never work with them again, but brand management is a long term. So would I say you have to be more intentional about what you do right now as regards the market globally. Don't just, take on skill that is just a one time thing, because then you're
Yeah.
going to have to always find new clients. But if you take on a skill, make sure that you're seeing how can I make this long term? How can I work with my client long term? And so for me, that's what
Mhm.
brand management does. So I don't necessarily have to always look for clients every single time to be able to, get cash, get money, get paid. I just have to do a great job with the brand identity the first time a client meets me, and then have them have a good customer experience, and then pitch my services of brand management. So you can get to work with me long term. And so if you're able to do this for, let's say, 3 or 4 clients, and imagine having a retainership or working long term with 3 or 4 clients, and they're paying you monthly. So you don't have to always look for a new client. So always make sure that your whatever service or skill that you're offering is not just entry level. You have to always see how you can make this something that will be long lasting, that will have a long life cycle between you and your customer or your client. So if you're into UI, you have to say, okay, can you pitch or have a proposal or a package where they get to retain you, you get to do changes on their websites, monthly, weekly, all those kind of things. You just have to find a way to position yourself to be in the life of your clients longer. So that you don't
Mhm.
have to always look for a new client to be able to have something to go home with at the end of the month, especially if you're just a freelancer.
I agree. Be smart about it and don't
Yeah.
forget that there is also competition growing because you have so many
Yeah. So
talented designers.
imagine having to look for a new client every month. It's a
Mm.
lot. So if you just have one, they'll find a way to stay in their lives longer.
Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
about to say before when you mentioned your content strategy that sometimes people think that consistency means posting every day, but consistency means posting 2 times a week,
Yeah, yeah,
3 times
yeah,
per
yeah,
week.
yeah,
As long as it's long
yeah.
term and as long as it
Mm.
fits you, your content strategy
Your
doesn't need to be
your
all the
routine as
time.
well. I would say
Mhm.
that there's a difference between consistency and frequency, and people often, interchange both of them. So frequency is just like you said, how frequent is it? Is it twice, thrice, or 4 times a week? Why consistency is doing something repeatedly over a period of time. So you just have to be consistent with whatever frequency you've chosen. So if you've chosen twice a
Yeah, and
week, be
what works for
consistent
you,
with it.
right?
Yeah, what works exactly? What works for you? So that's just what I would say. And also, while you're choosing the frequency that you want to go with, you also have to understand that there's no way you're going to compare someone that is more frequent to you that is just showing up 2 times or 3 times a week. So don't think that your growth are going to be the same, but also be open for anything, because you can do a content that would do more than someone that is always posting every day. So it's just, did I say, just do it and don't expect so much. Comparing
Yeah,
yourself with
yeah,
someone that is showing up every day, it's not a wise thing to do.
exactly. And as we
Yeah.
spoke about the competition or this type of work, what is it real that makes you different from others or that makes your work, what you do, unique?
Okay, so I would say this in a response. I think how I would respond to this would be based on what I have gotten from the feedback I have gotten over time from my customers and my clients. So what they usually say, and I would say that's one of the things that I do, is that I really, really do pay attention to my work, in the sense that I always see a lot of people might just see job as just doing it and getting paid and you're going. But I see it as, if I don't do a good job, I'll say that I'm responsible for it, in the sense that naturally I don't like titles so much, because I feel like if you call me a title, I have to live up to it. So if someone gets to work with me, I'm seeing myself as someone that is responsible for the job that they're doing, or responsible for their business. Sometimes you will see people, you can go through my recommendations. Some of my clients will be like, she even took it more seriously than I did. And that's because I feel like I'm responsible for the business. I feel like I'm responsible after that time. Whatever goes wrong
Yeah.
is on me. So I have to be responsible. I have to make sure that I do a good job, because it's not just reflecting on you, it's also reflecting on me as the one that designed it, or as the one that you worked with. So that when you show that work to anybody, they don't come and say, "Oh, who did such a trashy job?" Because you might like it. You might like it. I mean, sometimes people do a job and the owner doesn't know so much, so they're just like, "Oh, you did a great job," and it's great. But you yourself, as a designer, you know that that work is not so good. But what you fail to recognize, or
Mm.
what you fail to acknowledge, is the fact that just because the owner does not know what is good or bad, does not mean their friends do not know what is good or bad. So you might do a job and you know that you feel like, I know I did a shabby job, but she doesn't know, so it's good. I've been paid, let her just go. But then what you fail to understand is that if that person presents that work to their own family and their own circle, someone there that knows what a good job looks like is going to call it out and say, this is not a good job. And what does that mean? That means that it's going to reflect badly on you. So I feel responsible for my work, and I see my work as stewardship. So how I see it is that God has given anybody that I work with the ideas that he wants in the world. So he has given that business idea to that person. He has given that brand idea to that person, and he wants that thing to be in this world. And so he's trusting me to be able to work with that person to deliver that work
Mm.
safely. So before now, I studied human physiology in school, and I wanted to be a doctor. So I wanted to be an obstetrician. I've been so obsessed when I was growing up of birthing babies. I loved that moment, where a child will be born the first time and a mom will see
Mm.
her child for the first time. I love that moment. So that was what I wanted to do, study as well, but it didn't work out. So that idea, that feeling, I found it in branding, in the sense that that idea is in the business owner's mind. The person doesn't know what their brand is going to look like. They don't know how it's going to, you know, feel like. They don't know anything about it. They just know that I want to open a business, or I want to open a brand. So I'm working in partnership with God and in the partnership with the person, the brand owner, to birth that idea and bring it to life in a way that someone is able to see that logo and be like, oh, this belongs to this business. Oh, this belongs. So
Mm.
that whole moment, it makes me feel like, oh, this is stewardship. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is purpose, not just me
Yep.
doing it because I like designing or because I'm getting paid. And I see it as a way of, I'm fulfilling my purpose, and I actually do enjoy what I do. And the fact that I don't sugarcoat things when I'm working for my for my client. So they would always say how real is very firm. She is very firm. She would listen. She would listen to you. She'll be like, "Oh, it's okay. Tell me what you want." And then she'll be like, "No, this is not going to work. This brand is not for you. This brand is for your target audience. It's not for you. So yes, you
Mhm.
have a say, but I'm there to make the brand work. I'm not there to make you happy. In that regard of like saying yes to everything that you want. What we are here for is for the brand, for it to succeed, for the business, for it to succeed, and not necessarily to do all you want to do. It's not a project. It's not a play project. It's an actual business that needs to be properly communicated through visuals. And so yeah, I would say all of these things. I think those are the things that I think make me different from designers. The fact that I don't just see branding as just, branding. I see it as, purpose. I see it as stewardship. I see it as communication and intentional communication. And yeah, I think that is
Mhm.
that. And yeah, I think that's, but from now, that's what I can remember.
I really like it, and it's important to have a strong why behind it. Also enjoy it and being honest about it, not to be someone just who just agrees for the sake of getting paid or something, but actually deliver quality work. So I really like the answer. It was very
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's your portfolio. I mean, if you do a bad job, you're going to have a bad portfolio of work. So you have to do
that
a
is
good
true.
job.
That
Yeah,
is.
you have to do a good job for
It
you, for yourself as well.
speaks for yourself, and you should stand behind.
Yeah, yeah.
And a real, just to be aware of time, I want to ask you kind of lighter questions. So, what is it that you like to do in your free time, or what are some of your hobbies?
I already mentioned K-drama. So I actually,
Yeah, I
uh,
remember.
I actually love sleeping. I don't know if I would call it a hobby. I love movies. I love watching movies.
Then
I
tell
love
us your
watching movies.
favorites, whether it's any favorite
What
movie or
what
K
do you
drama.
what do you think my favorite movie is? Like, what genre do you think that I would like?
It's going to be K drama, of course.
My favorite movie of all time is The Mentalist.
Mental.
Do you know? Do you
I'm
know of
not.
it?
I'm not.
The Mentalist. It's a Hollywood movie. I think Hollywood, or yeah, Hollywood can. I think it's Canadian or American. Hollywood is
And who's
about
the
the
main actor or director?
okay actor. I've forgotten his name. Oh my goodness, I have
Actor.
forgotten his name.
I cannot remember now, but I'm pretty
But
sure
if
that
you just
after the
if it
recording, I'll be like, okay,
mm,
it was that one.
okay, it's actually The Mentalist, and it's about this guy that it's a police drama. Each episode is a case, so he's a psychologist, or if I'm to use that word, he's not really, more like he's a psyche. So he's able to tell
Okay.
when someone is lying and all of that. So he helps the police while trying to get revenge on someone that killed his wife and family. So it's a series. So Mentalist, my all-time
Okay.
favorite. I think,
No, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I know. I've never been like watching it regularly, but I know it from TV.
okay, okay. And
Uh,
then I like Prison Break.
oh, Prison
I
Break.
also,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I also like Merlin. I also like Legend of the Seeker, and also there is the Suit. Suit is also a legal drama. That's American as well. So those are my like all-time favorite favorite movies of all time.
Okay.
Like I can watch and binge watch. But if you're thinking of K-drama, my K-drama movies, my favorites are also the same. Vincenzo, that's my favorite K-drama. Do you know of it?
I'm not going to lie, I don't
It's
watch them,
Netflix.
so I
It's
wouldn't know.
Netflix. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Netflix.
yeah, yeah.
Vincenzo. It trended for a while. It's also crime and thriller, something like that. Legal as well. Also, the other one that I like, Flower of Evil. It's also legal
Oh,
and
okay.
police drama. That's my genre. I like action movies. Not really action
Mm.
like it's not like Van Damme, 007, James Bond. Not
Yeah.
necessarily, not necessarily that type. I do enjoy watching those ones because that's what we watched while growing up. A lot of Van Damme and I think Van Damme,
Stallone and
Delta. Yes,
Schwarzenegger.
yeah. Yes, Schwarzenegger. I think we watch as then you would get the DVD plates with a lot of the movies inside of it, and you start watching one by one.
Oh
And so we
yeah, I
watch,
remember as
yeah, we
well.
watch of those ones. We did watch a lot of them. Delta Force, the guy that just died recently. So Bruce Lee and all. We watched a lot of those movies, but as
And
a person, I prefer like the police drama, the things that have to do with the mind, how to solve these cases. I prefer those ones as compared to the action movies. Yeah. So I love movies. I read. I also love reading as well.
that was my
And
next question. What's your favorite books?
okay, reading. I love stories. I love stories. But right now, I'm not reading fiction. I'm reading non-fiction. So my favorite book of all time. Do I have a favorite? But I would say the book that I think I loved reading while growing up should be this book here, The Things I Wish I Knew Before I Got Married. I think
Which one?
I think the book, The Things I Wish I'd Known Before We Got Married. I think that's by Gary
Oh,
Chapman.
okay, okay.
Yeah, and I like the five love languages. So I read those
Oh
are two
yes,
books.
yes.
I had to buy it again. I read it in my year two in uni. I had to buy it again. So I love books that basically talked about different personalities. Like anything that has to do with learning about different personalities, like personality traits, INTJ, MBTI personality, all those things. I love. You can kind of see how it connects to the kind of movies that I watch.
I was going to say that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some good ideas and real. Do you have like any goals that you, I don't know, plan to achieve or that you got, whether it's in upcoming week, months, or even more long term, and you'll be sharing with us and the audience to be excited about?
Okay, I do. I do. I would like to finish my MBA this. So I'm currently running my
Wow.
MBA program. That will
Nice.
be wrapping up next year. I think around April or May, depending. So I think that's what I'm focused on right now. Running that, finishing that, successfully. And I would really like to focus more on brand management as well because, like I said, there's a lot of you see AI coming up, and so you need to be able to find a way to be more long term, something more long term, and something AI cannot really easily replace. So we see a lot of graphic designers, they're not being used anymore because of AI. A lot of business owners are just relying on AI for designs. So we see that would be more in the coming days. And so I think I want to focus on brand management, on how AI governance, how to help business, probably how to help business owners use AI. So I would like to do that, brand management roles more, my MBA, and I think I would like to learn code emailing. So I've never really learned it. So I think it would be good to learn how to pitch to people
It's
and
never
pitch to
likes to
people.
learn,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's never, yeah, but the thing is that the funny thing is I keep saying I will, but I end up not doing. I don't know why. I think that intentionality, yeah,
Hmm.
I need to be
But it's
because
impressive that you obviously do your work, you build your brand, and now I found out that you also do your MBA. So you manage to do many things. So there are excuses that you don't have time for something.
yeah, that I managed to do that now, but maybe it's my maybe it's my personality type, but I always just look forward to the next thing that I'm doing. And so that's why I think I made a post about how appreciating the season. So I just have to appreciate the season that I'm in and slow down a bit. So I don't have to focus so much on doing a lot of things at the same time. So, but naturally, I'm feeling like, oh, I need to do more things. I need to do more things. I need to take on more jobs. I need to take on more roles. Always more, more. But I'm just appreciating what the season I'm in because then it means I have time to actually do the MBA and actually read. Because if I take on more jobs and more things, I will not have that time. I'll probably fail at
And
the
don't forget,
MBA.
we
So
mentioned it before. Be careful about potential burnout. If there is too much,
yeah,
one
yeah,
needs
yeah,
to be
yeah, yeah,
careful.
exactly. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's why I think I've been giving myself grace about since last week. I think I've come to, is it last week or so? Maybe last month, I've come to appreciate the season a lot. I think my sister even mentioned it. She was like, do you know that if you had more jobs and more, because I already
Mm.
have full-time jobs, but I'm like always like, okay, I need to have more and more. So she was like, do you know that if you have more job right now, you wouldn't be able to do your MBA? I was like, oh, that's true.
That is true.
If I had
And you
more, I
also need
wouldn't.
to obviously enjoy your life.
Yeah, exactly.
The most
Exactly
important.
as well. Because that's what I'm telling you that I realized like last month because you keep focusing so much on achieving and doing all of this and you forget that you're actually living the life. Like
Mm.
the life you're supposed to is counting for you. You're getting older by the day. And so you will be so sad to look back at your life in the next 5 years and then you turn back. What did you spend your last 5 years doing? And there's literally no memory at all. It's just you cooked
That is
up
true.
in your office and just working and working. You just feel like you live a sad life. And so I think last month I was like, I'm not going to fuss so much about it. Yeah, I want to work harder. I want to have more jobs. I want to get more
Yeah.
higher paying jobs and all, but I have to live life and enjoy and spend time with my family and just
Family,
find
friends, and
find
whatnot.
yeah, find joy in the little things that I do.
I agree, and it's always worth reminding for me as well.
Yeah.
Can you then real summarize where people can find you, follow you, and promote any of your services?
Okay, so you can find me on LinkedIn, Real Desmond on LinkedIn. You can find me on Instagram. I'm Real Desmond. You can find me. I think those are the two places I would want them to find me. Other places is fine for family and friends, but Instagram, Real Desmond, LinkedIn, Real Desmond as well. And yeah, you can reach out to me for any of your brand identity services or brand management services or personal branding as well or social media branding. I work with business owners, small, medium sized business owners, also startups as well, professionals to make sure that their visuals match the value that they give and people can easily trust them, easily want to work with them, and easily find them recognizable. So, yeah, if you want any of these services, reach out to me and I will be happy to work with you.
I will, as always, add the links to the show notes. And then, very last question, Real. Is there anything I should have asked you and did not, or any final message or anything you would like to leave the audience with?
Is it? I don't think you should have. The thing is that we talked a lot before the call.
That
So
is true. That's why I said we
we
have
did.
to stop
That's
so
why
that I don't
we
ask too many
exactly. So you don't
questions.
ask all the questions. I feel like we spoke a lot. We spoke at length during before the call and so or before the recording and so I feel like we've talked a lot on everything that we should talk about. And if there's a
Mhm.
final message, I think the final message should be in as much as I think we have talked about it right now. The whole thing, the season I'm in. So I would just say like life is very short and so just enjoy life, live right, work hard but don't work too hard so you don't burn out. Just find purpose in every season. I think it still boils down to what I posted today or was it yesterday actually. Find purpose in every season is there's something to learn about it. Learn from that season. If it's a slow season, you are learning something. If it's a fast season, you're learning something as well. So don't hate on any season. Just find okay, why am I in this season and what am I supposed to learn from this season? And yeah, with God on your side, I feel like you would overcome whatever it is and whatever season and move to the better season or a better phase. So yeah.
I think that's the perfect note to finish with. I really like it. Great reminder. Enjoy the journey and have fun. I think
Yeah,
that's what's the most
exactly.
important. And I completely agree. I think this conversation was perfect example, both before the recording and during the
And
recording as
after,
well,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I
Yeah,
really enjoyed it. So it was real great to meet you outside of LinkedIn.
likewise.
I genuinely enjoyed it. I feel like we could be talking for much longer, so maybe
Yeah.
we can catch up
I think
anytime.
I think I think we did hit it off. I would ask you a question.
Mhm.
What was the perception you had of me before and after the call?
Before and after. Obviously, I haven't
Yeah,
spoken with you before, but I've been
yeah, that's what
following
I'm
you.
saying. Like, of course.
Uh,
So, what was the perception you had in mind coming to the call? Like, what do you think that I was going to be like? And what's the surprising thing? Yeah, what's the surprising thing you learned about me today? And what was your perception about me before the call? And has it changed?
The most surprising thing was that you don't like yellow color. I wasn't expecting. But because I think I've seen some reels on Instagram, but before I'm not sure if I've seen like any videos on LinkedIn, which makes it a bit different about the expectation, what the person
Okay.
is like. So I'm not saying that I thought that you're not going to be positive or something or funny or something like that, but definitely prior to our call and during our call, I really enjoy your personality, your positivity, and enthusiasm because it, as I say, always makes it. It reminds me why I like doing the podcast because it's connecting with people that are fun, energetic, have even like a strong
Uh-huh.
why. So that is something that I that I really like. Again, I'm not
Oh.
saying that I thought that you are something
No,
different, but I just didn't
it's
know
fine. It's
before.
even fine. It's even fine if you thought so, because I get it a lot. A lot of people feel like that they didn't know that I was. Some person tell me they didn't know I was this like free and open minded and just fun. That they felt
Mhm.
like I was a positive and a nice person, but they didn't know that I was a bit more talkative and fun and playful.
But sometimes you can have like a negative surprise. So when it's positive surprise, it's only a good thing.
Yeah,
So
it's a
as I
good thing.
said,
I agree.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah. So I
Oh,
just
thank
wanted to say that
you.
I thank you for your time. We'll be following and supporting, and I'm happy to keep in touch. So thank you very much for joining me.
Likewise, likewise. Thank you so much for having me. It was fun talking to you, Tomasz.
Oh my God, you made my day.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it as well. It was a pleasure, and I think we hit it off. I think we will be, if we were to meet in person, I think we'll be nice friends, good friends, actually.
I think so too, Rail. And
Yeah.
I'll be looking forward when it happens one day. So thank you very much, and we'll remember this
It's
conversation.
possible. It's possible. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Produced by with Tomen. Check the show notes for all the links, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share your feedback. Speak soon.